Good morning, fellow adventurers, and today is day 99, and we have just arrived in Kobe, Japan. Now, we only have a couple of days here, day 99 and 100, and we have decided to spend our first day in Kyoto. Kobe is a great town in and of itself, but our time is very limited, and so we went to Kyoto. Much of Japan was destroyed in the Second World War, but Kobe was one of the towns that was preserved due to many reasons, and there is UNESCO World Heritage Sites all over this town. Kyoto was the imperial capital of Japan for 1,000 years, and it is the cultural and artistic heart of the nation. It is best known for 1,600 Buddhist temples and 300 Shinto shrines. So first thing in the morning, we took a taxi to the Kobe train station to ride the high-speed train to Kyoto. This is the first time we've ever been on a high-speed train, and the train we were on had 16 cars. But more exciting than that was the ride. It was fast, it was quiet, and very clean. We had one stop in Osaka and still made it to Kyoto in about 26 minutes, where we met our guide outside of the station. I decided to do something different. I got a guide that did not have a vehicle, and he said we would use public transportation to get around the city. So the first thing we did is bought a $9 ticket for the public transportation for all day using trains, buses, and subways. Our first stop was Nijojo Castle, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And I want to let you know up front, we could not take any pictures inside the castle. However, outside the castle and the garden area, we got a lot of pictures. Nijojo Castle is famous for its nightingale floors, designed to detect the footsteps of ninja assassins and warn the residents of invaders. The floors squeaked like the sound of birds chirping. And you bet I did test it out, and it really did sound like birds chirping. The outside of the castle has beautiful woodwork, gilded and painted. You can see many pictures of the rafters and the roofs that I took because everything was perfectly designed. Then we went out to the gardens and saw the moat as well. The gardens were peaceful and serene with the Japanese type of horticulture that I'm sure was feng shui. Next stop was another World Heritage Site, the Golden Pavilion or Temple, that was built in 1394, made with gold leaf and lacquer, and it was stunning. Its foundation is on a serene lake where you can see its shadow in the water of the lake that surrounds it, as well as Japanese maples and all kinds of other trees. And here again, the gardens were very peaceful and calming. After this, we got on a bus and went to lunch. And one more time, we had ramen. We did this because it's hard to find the quality of ramen at home, so we were really interested in having it one more time. The next stop was to a bamboo forest. And after walking through the bamboo forest, we stopped for some inspiration known as coffee and green tea lattes. I wanted to mention that it is something that's very popular to do in Japan. You can rent a kimono for the day, and it's about $30, and they will even dress you. They will put on the makeup and all the clothing, and you walk around town. I have taken several pictures of these gals that have dressed up for you to see. But please do not confuse these ladies with geishas. After we saw the bamboo forest, we stopped in that town and did a little bit of shopping where we bought some Japanese dessert and gifts for friends back at home. By this time, it was getting late in the day, and we were going to go to the opposite side of the town to see a Shinto shrine. And what was very unique about this complex is there was 10,000 torii, or gates. And these gates in Japan are all colored orange.
In this shrine, we are walking through the 10,000 torii and giving thanks for our wishes and prayers to come true. There are 10,000 of these.
The name of this shrine is Fushimi Inari Taisha, and there are 10,000 torii, or gates. They are spread across thickly wooded mountain and a vast shrine complex, which is a world to its own. It is quite simply one of the most impressive and memorable sights in all of Kyoto. There is a pathway of these 10,000 torii that wanders up 4 kilometers up to the top of this mountain. We arrived around 5:45, and we couldn't go to the top because it was going to be getting dark by about 6:30. However, we did walk about a mile or so through many, many gates and saw many lanterns and beautiful gardens. There are several temples on the property. Larry saw a couple of these gals dressed in kimonos and asked to have a photograph with them, and they were delighted. I also wanted to mention that you can purchase a prayer plaque. And this is not only at the Shinto shrines, but also at the Buddhist temples. And sometimes these plaques look like the shrine themselves, or they might be pieces of wood, or they could even be a piece of cloth. And what people do is they write on them their prayers and wishes. Or you can purchase a prayer plaque that is for a certain reason. For example, maybe you want to be assured some success in romance, or you would have a prayer to be safe while driving in your car, or you would like help with an exam. In fact, there was a whole wall for people praying for their cats, and you can put these up. And also, when you walk through the 10,000 torii, you are to give gratitude and thanks that your prayers and dreams will come true. So as we walked through all the torii gates, we were giving gratitude for our great lives. Next, we were going to the Gion area. And the Gion area is where the geisha gals live. Now, our guide said we would probably never see any geisha gals, but we still wanted to see the area that had been set aside for many, many centuries for the geisha gals. Once we got off our bus and crossed the street, you wouldn't believe it. There was a geisha gal. However, there was about 30 people on a bus tour that were surrounding her. And frankly, I could see that she was getting a little bit disturbed. And so we were only able to get a picture of her back where we could see the painting on the nape of her neck. It was raining at that time, and she did rush away, but we were very thankful to have seen at least the back of this geisha girl. We went through the whole area with all the lanterns and all the little restaurants to see this area before we headed back to the train to Kobe. I do want to say that no trip to Japan is complete without seeing the cherry blossoms in bloom, because they normally bloom in April, and we were there to see them.
It is April, and we are in Kyoto, Japan, just in time for the cherry blossoms to have bloomed.
So it was time to go back to Kobe for our 26-minute train ride. And when we arrived back in Kobe, there was a hotel right next to the cruise terminal. And a fellow passenger said, you should go up to the 14th floor in this hotel, and it is a view of all of Kobe there on the deck. So we did, and we got some wonderful pictures of the city lights. What a wonderful day it was in Kyoto. And tomorrow, we will be going to Osaka, Japan. Wish for you is that you will love abundantly, protect your health, and be adventurous for life. You are beautiful. Let your light shine. Aloha.